Hi, look what I have. Ah, that's hot. Can you see it? Where is the camera? Court case candle. I don't know if you can see it. I can't seem to put it. Court case candle. I bought it from a witch. Bought it from a witch. A white witch. She calls herself a white witch. Who's here? Is anybody here? Hello? From a witch. I should probably let me blow it out. I don't want to burn my place down. But I hope everyone is well. Decided to, maybe I should, is there echo? Yeah, here. How's that? Is that better for sound? Can you hear me? Is anybody here? Can you hear me? I do have some music playing just to calm the mood down, because I got a little bit emotional before I started the live stream, and I didn't really want to start the live stream very emotional. How is everybody? Free girls in your city. There you go. That's the first message we get. So let's let's do that, because we don't really want free girls. Girls shouldn't be for free. I think it's just us. I'm getting a lot of spam. Let me get this account. Remove? Is that it? Is that how I do it? Remove user from this channel? Yes, I can see you. I can see everyone. Hello. How are you? Decided to come on here and have a little chit chat because I wanted to give a big shout out and a big thank you, gratitude, true gratitude, not fake, to everyone who has donated, who has shared, and who has sent blessings, positive energy. Energy can come in more than one form, and money is a form of energy. We're not taught to look at money as energy. But money is a form of energetic exchange, essentially. So I just wanted to come on here and say thank you to everyone who tuned in to my update, my video update, and shared it and supported me. Donations are still coming in. There's still quite a ways to go from the goal, but I decided to come on here and have a little positive chit chat for anyone who is interested or willing. Regardless what you want to talk about, I really can't probably discuss the case too much. I don't really want to get myself in trouble or hurt the case or hurt any chances of winning this case. So yeah, thank you, R. Johns. Thank you. Positive energy means a lot to me. Positive thoughts, positive vibrations mean a lot to me because I'm very energy sensitive and I can definitely sense negative energy. And there's been quite a bit of hate, surprisingly. There's been quite a bit of hate and shaming since I did my video update. Wasn't really expecting it that heavy duty, but I guess it is that time. We're passing through a stage in human history where the people who are projecting their hatred or the energy of shame or the energy of of any negative energy or accusations or stuff like that, they don't know that they're projecting. They're projecting, and a lot of the time, their energy that they're projecting onto someone else, be it online, be it in real life, it's not even their energy. It's not even theirs. It's. And this is why I keep saying we need to stop recycling this negative energy. We really have to. We really have to begin engaging in gratitude. Today was an incredible day for me. I sat in the sun. Hello, hi. I sat in the sun for a good chunk of today, and I enjoyed the sun. Not just enjoyed it and took pleasure in it, but I felt the abundance of the sun. And I gave gratitude for my ability to sit this time of year, literally outside, not wearing much, like I was sunbathing, believe it or not, and under the sun. And I did this, I think, for like 2-3 hours. And then I came back again and I got some more sun. Now I felt a little bit sick afterwards because it was a little bit too much sun. I don't put sunscreen because it's just that time. This time of year, it's not needed, not to this degree. Plus, where my part of the world, we don't get affected as much. But I gave gratitude to that, just that fact, that I could sit in on this planet in this time of year, at this time, and get some sunlight and enjoy it and feel it. So yeah, do I have any pets? I do have pets. Why are you asking? Why are you asking if I have pets? Yeah, so it's giving gratitude to the little things in life that we take advantage of. And I've, for the most part of my life, have been taking advantage of these things, including things like your breath, including things like waking up in the morning. Yeah, one of the things that I've begun doing is as soon as I wake up, as like if I can remember, but I've become mindful of this, is as soon as I put my feet on the floor underneath me, I give thanks. I don't necessarily give thanks to a god or a deity or anything. I actually just give thanks generally, and I aim it towards the universe, and I give thanks for this new opportunity at a new day to begin to tackle my own, my own vibration. There are people that wake up every morning miserable, in the same mood, with the same thoughts. And I'm trying to alter that. People won't realize what they had until it's gone. But it's funny because this is something I was having sort of an intense discussion with a person, and I told them, like, the people that tend to use human beings, the people that, so let me give you an example. The court case that I'm involved in right now, I did reach out to some organizations that they place themselves, without naming anyone, but they've placed themselves, these organizations, in a prominent sphere, at least in the West and in the East and in the Middle East, as helping people like myself who find themselves in situations like the situation that I'm in. And I got no help. And I've reached out to these places more than once. I've been reaching out to them over the past year, maybe even year and a half, to get some kind of assistance with this case. But I noticed that until I call it, the demand is to alter my vibration, to bring me down and to get something from me, they won't help. They won't help. So it's very interesting, because this reminded me of a scenario when I was helping girls escape the Middle East and escape Saudi Arabia. There were a few cases. Again, I don't really want to mention names because a lot of these girls are probably not going to appreciate anybody mentioning their name. But one major case that became like almost worldwide known, and I was directly involved in helping this girl, and I helped shelter her and keep her secret for a good 2 years. While the media thought she was dead and all kind of rumors were going on about her. But she, during her escape from, I think it was Kuwait, from Saudi Arabia to Kuwait to somewhere, she was sort of caught in the airport, and this was a foreign airport, and they sent her back. Actually, no, they didn't send her back. They kept her captive. They held her like almost like a hostage in the airport until her family flew from Saudi Arabia to that airport, and they handcuffed her and flew her back to Saudi Arabia. This was, she had already escaped. She had already been out. We tried to get in touch with organizations that, including like the United Nations for Women's Rights, Human Rights. Nothing. It's like, I'm like, so who exactly is it that you are here to help? If you can't help this girl. There was absolute silence. And when we pressured them and pressured them and pressured them, they said that, oh yeah, no, we can't interfere in cases like this. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, you can't. Yeah, it's interesting because then you look at the cases that they do interfere in. But again, I don't really want to get too much into politics and get into negativity. But it's been an eye opener. It's been an eye opener. As stressful as the situation is. Thank you, Ginger. As stressful as the situation is, it's casting a light on a lot of things, at least for me, and a lot of people that I guess I was under a very false impression. I just had a false impression about them and their integrity and their willingness and their presence. We live in a very cutthroat, corrupt world. It's just the way it is. It's a very, very corrupt world, and it's upside down. So it is what it is. Again, I don't really want to be too negative. I just wanted to come on here and chit chat because I enjoy coming on here and chit chatting. Yes, Amanda Jean. Yeah. It doesn't matter which airport. It's the whole world is a joke. The whole world that says it stands for human rights and women's rights. Yeah, it's all a joke. I swear, like part of what's hurting like on a like I don't want to get too dramatic here. Yeah, I don't really want to get too dramatic. I don't. But it's really this experience is an eye opener so far. And I'm trying to stay neutral. Like I really am trying to eliminate judgment. It's hard. Trust me, it's hard to eliminate judgment. But the biggest judgment for me, or the biggest disappointment, is I literally escaped my part of the world because of the exact situation that I find myself in here in Canada. I ran from my part of the world to avoid the situation that I am currently in here in Canada. That is the irony right now that I'm still sitting on. I don't know how it's gonna progress. I really don't know. And again, I don't want to discuss too much and hurt the case. But I did post the link to the fundraiser. It's on Gives and Go, which is a Christian owned platform. And it's funny, every time I get a donation, it says, yippee, you got a donation. First of all, thank God. And what I do is, before, like, if you had known me before, when I was known as, one godless woman, and I was activist and an atheist and all this, I would get offended. I would almost like, "Pfft, what do you mean?" But now I actually do give thanks, not necessarily to a god, but then again, the concept of God. What is God? You can call your own higher self God, right? So I do give thanks. I do give thanks, and I don't really look at the amount of money. I have no clue how much money has been donated. I know I haven't hit my target, but it's a long ways to go, and I do give thanks. I do give thanks. I've learned that it's this life is humbling. If you're not humble, it will humble you. And I'm a prime example in front of you right here, especially if you've been following me. I'm not going to tell you I was a completely arrogant, piece of garbage, but I was unconscious. I was unconscious. I did take things for granted. I did take people for granted. I did use people. I don't really want to say I lied. Lying was always something I was honorable with regards to that. But I didn't find issues with what I'm seeing now playing out on a world scale. I didn't have issues with it. Whereas now that I'm conscious, I do. That's been a key thing for me. I can't really comment, Shahid, my dear. Everything is in the video. You can definitely click on the link and watch the video. Pretty much everything I can say, I said on the video. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can definitely use me as an example, Amanda. You can definitely use me as an example. Uh, which is why a lot of my videos, like the videos, it's funny. There's one video, I have to find it. I keep saying I have to find it. Where I come on, I think it was on my One Godless Daily channel. Where I really, that was like prime when I was going through my awakening. And when the people, like I was literally being tormented about face masks everywhere I went. Everywhere I went, I was being tormented about face masks. People actually told me to my face that there is no such thing as a medical exemption from a face mask. That horrified me. It horrified me that humanity, like people in, people in the West can believe something like this. It shook me to the core. And I was yelling about face masks and whatnot. And I still keep it up. I keep it up. I refuse to take it down. I don't know if the people who had access to my channel did take it down because they saw it as an embarrassment. But I don't see that video as an embarrassment. That video was key for me in my own awakening process. And maybe other people will look at it and laugh, and I was ridiculed a lot for it. I was shamed a lot about it. But I see that video as critical in the mass awakening that is happening right now, because it was the mandates that woke a lot of people up. It was the horror of your neighbor reporting on you. It was the absolute, corruption that people have begun to see. Not everyone is seeing it, but people have begun to see the corruption, and the awakening has begun. Sorry guys, one sec. Just gotta, being spammed, and I don't really want to get spammed. Let's keep the chat spam free. There's not a lot of people here, and I'd like to see whatever comments are there. I don't know if I monetized this chat. I probably should have. Do you think I can monetize it now? Let me see if I can go in. It says super chat. Oh, I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. If somebody sends a super chat, I guess I'll see it. But I don't remember clicking monetization. I gotta click monetization. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, this time period that we're passing through. It's interesting to see people show their true colors, people that you knew, people that you thought you knew. It's interesting to see your own true colors as you go through. Everyone's going through their own challenges. You know, I'm just one case that's a little bit public, more public than others, which is again why I don't really have much shame. I don't have shame, and I should probably mention something. Some people wrote some absolutely horrific comments under my video, my fundraiser video, and it was intended to shame not just myself, but to shame the audience, especially the male audience that I have. And I don't respond well to shame because you are going to find a section of people like myself who just don't respond to shame at all. You can't shame us. It's literally impossible. Like I don't care. Like it's not just that I don't care, but you have to understand the religion that we escaped operates through shaming women. That was the main tool. That was the main weapon. Shaming was weaponized against women. So telling me shame on you and all the men on this channel, shame on them, I don't know what that is. I think you need to revise your method of communication if you think that that's going to work. Shaming people is something that you are projecting. That means you have issues with something. Sorry, my throat's getting dry. Wearing masks. You're not wearing a mask. You need to wear a mask. I think it was all a power play on the part of narcissists. Masks are a tool of radicals. I don't know how else to put it to you. It's just the way it is. Nobody has the right. The West has fallen. Like, and again, I'm not really trying to be negative, but I'm just stating the obvious. The West has fallen. You have significant ideological subversion that has occurred in at least 1 to 2 generations, maybe more at this point. Maybe more. You're probably looking at 2 to 3 generations now that have been ideologically subverted, not just with Marxist ideology, but with extremist ideology and authoritarianism and radicalism, as well as Islamism. What did I see the other day? I saw the mayor of Windsor, Ontario. I don't know what his name is, but he was standing next to an Iranian shill he had the Ayatollah scarf and the terrorist bandana on his head. The mayor of Windsor, Ontario, stood in public and took a picture proudly, smiling, with an Iranian regime shill. But the Freedom Convoy is terrorism. Yeah? Yeah. And then they had another thing, a Palestinian Day. I call it Hamas Day on Parliament Hill, where they were all your member of parliament were wearing. Yeah. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. I don't need another lawsuit. I'm trying to deal with this one. Yeah. Thank you, my dear TZ Burton. Thank you. I appreciate you very much. If you can't donate, I'm not upset. Your presence here with me helps. Your support to me helps. Sharing my links helps. Share share the lives. You don't have to share the fundraiser. You can share the video. You can share the live. You can share anything. And your energy is important. Like I said, money is just a form of energy. It's but in the West, you guys have learned to worship money. Yeah, not you. I'm not like, but the general sort of the priorities have been inverted. The priorities have been inverted. Government and money have been, yeah, they've been placed as a priority. Not only that, but I've noticed that people use government horror show officials as a moral compass. As a moral compass. And it's very interesting to me because I grew up in the Middle East in Saudi Arabia, and religion, there was no higher thing. Um, Religion is it's just it. It's a theocracy. It's a Sharia state. It's a Muslim majority country, and religion would preach hate nonstop, nonstop. Actually, not just hate, but I remember going to medical school, and my house had 4 mosques around it, and for some reason they all decided to do this sermon, and the sermon was also very similar to the one coming out from Mecca, by a very prominent imam, a public figure in Mecca, and they started calling female physicians whores in public, in loudspeakers, and I could hear it. And imagine living in that. That's how I lived. But yeah, the hatred of the Jews, the hatred of the West, the hatred of the kuffar, wishing death to America, wishing death to Israel. I grew up with all of this, and I rejected it completely. So, and I didn't have an education. I didn't live in the West. I was living in the desert. I was covered from head to toe. I didn't even have access to a computer until I was 23 years old. I didn't have my own phone until I think 1 year before I escaped Saudi Arabia. I think I was 25. And I still knew that hatred was wrong, and that I never reported on anyone. I never engaged in the things that other people found okay. Especially when it comes to hate. Sorry, I'm not really paying attention. Money is control. Yeah. Money is definitely control. But here, I guess what shocked me is that you have all this luxury in a country like Canada. You have all this education, access to information, access to so much that I didn't have access to. And yet people choose ignorance. People choose hatred. I don't understand that. Like, I can't wrap my head around that. One of my clients, I quit massage because of the mandates I was reported on, and I was shut down, and I lost all my clients anyway. But one of my clients was a police officer, very high ranked. He was part of a specific team. I think there's like 6 of these people in Canada, and he was one of them, like highly paid, highly trained, highly fit. And he came to see me one day, and he would refuse to wear a mask walking in, and nobody could talk to him because the owner knew him and he was a cop, and I had a medical exemption, so I wouldn't wear a mask, so we would be the only 2 people in the salon without a mask. And he was telling me a story. His neighbors reported on him during the lockdowns because he had invited, I guess, more than 5 people or 10 people. I can't remember. Can you imagine that? He's a cop. And his police officer friends showed up to his front door to tell him that his neighbors reported on him. They didn't do anything to him. But this is the state that the divisiveness, and when you indoctrinate someone with hatred, and this person is so unconscious that they believe everything they see on the news, that they see the politicians as a moral compass. Your politicians that are standing next to the Ayatollah shills, they're not a moral compass. They're not. In the end, they're just human beings, severely unconscious human beings, severely corrupted by money and power. And again, I have to say that I saw through this at a young age. I saw through it. And to see adults here who can't, I don't know. I'm really trying not to judge. And I don't judge. I understand that a lot of people remain unconscious. And when you're conscious, and I believe I've been conscious from like a part of me was conscious from a young age, because the energy of hatred, the energy of hate, you have to hate this person. You know, when somebody orders you to hate someone, you have to support the Ukraine, you have to hate Russia. That doesn't sync with me. It never sank with me. That energy bounces off me. I completely reject it. I'm like, no, no, I don't hate on demand. I don't hate on demand. Which is why don't get me wrong, I was confused about Trump for quite a while. Like, I don't know if you followed my original Twitter account, which I can't get back now, even under Musk. I tweeted a few times against Trump. I called him a white supremacist. But then I, I stopped. And what I ended up doing is I followed Donald Trump. And when I did that, I saw the light. I woke up. And like when I had friends that I would visit, and like I remember one lady, I went to her house and she had Donald Trump toilet paper. And I can't tell you, I stood in her bathroom and I cried. And I'm like, how I love this woman. Like, she's a good woman. She's a good human being. And she's filled with hatred. They filled her with hatred because she's unconscious. And she can't recognize the energy of hatred. The energy of hatred invades you. It toxic energy. And then she began to shift. And I had to end my relationship with her. Because the bias begins to seep through and the hatred begins to emanate, and I can't tolerate the energy of hatred. It does not, I don't do well with it. I just don't do well with it at all. Like, you come to me with love, it doesn't matter what is between us, you know, we can figure it out. But you come at me with hatred, that energy, it never, I could never, the sound bites of it, I can't do it. So, yeah, I remember I took a piece of tissue paper, toilet paper with Donald Trump on it, and I started wiping, started wiping my face. And then I went out and I kindly excused myself from her home. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm not really paying attention to the comments. I just wanted to come on here and chit-chat and see how everyone is doing. And yes, I'm very grateful for everyone who has donated. I'll wait a few more days before I check and see where the donations are. But I get the sense they've slowed down. I'm not getting as many dings and emails. So yeah, if you guys would like to, please, if you can't donate, I ask that you kindly share my fundraiser or this video wherever you want to share it. I would deeply appreciate that. It takes about as much energy to hate as to be an atheist. Lots of energy to hate things. Atheists, I don't know, that's a bit of a generalization. I don't think every atheist has hate inside of them. I still consider myself an atheist. I don't believe in a deity. I do not believe in a deity. I don't hate God. If you believe in God, good for you. I'm glad you believe in something. It's better than not believing in anything and believing in some corrupt politicians and worshipping money. But I remain, I don't even know how to describe myself right now, because I'm highly spiritual. And I'm highly connected to the higher realms, and I get downloads, and I connect with my guides. I even know my guides' name or names. But I don't believe in a God. I don't believe in a deity. I believe in consciousness. I believe in the universe. I believe that consciousness is the power behind this universe. And I believe that the universe is gaining more consciousness through each and every one of us. Each and every one of us. Which is why the experience of every person, their experience is important right now. Because it is how consciousness is rising on the planet. it is through this. It's through the unique experience of each and every individual one of us. So I really don't like collectivizing. I really don't like lumping people together, us versus them, atheists versus theists, Muslims versus Jews. None of that. None of that. Everyone's experience is important. And everyone's experience is true to them. You know? I'm constantly working on my anger. Why do you get angry, TZ Burton? TZ, you need to consider joining my Patreon. I say this to a lot of people. On my Patreon, it's funny, people come and go. People come and go. I lost someone today, but then I gained someone yesterday. I really enjoy my Patreon people, and I'm trying to get myself out of the dumpster energy, not negative, but sort of low vibe energy that I'm in, because I feel like I can help people through my Patreon, specifically my Patreon, because that's where I do a lot of my healing work, a lot of my energy, and a lot of my downloads. That's where I share them, and I believe they're helping people. Like, again, it doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter what you believe. And I've said this in my own Patreon. I said, when you watch this video, you are gaining consciousness, you are leveling up, you are being activated. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. So if you're working with your anger, I can do a specific video for you. I can even do a reading for you, my dear, and see what areas are keeping you stuck in anger, and I can give you some insights. I do see patterns. I can read subtle energy. I don't know if you noticed, but I've changed quite a bit from the angry little piece of shit that used to come on and flare up on people. Now, I'm not going to tell you I don't get triggered. I do get triggered, but the flaring up has, for the most part, stopped, because I preserve my energy. Like I said, my vibration is the most important thing to me right now. Like, my own frequency is the most important thing to me right now, as it should be for you. Your vibration, the energy that you emit out into the world, is the energy that creates the world that is around you. The better the vibration that you are emitting out, the better the law of attraction will work for you. If you emit garbage and anger and hostility, guess what you're gonna attract? Anger, garbage, and hostility. If you emit patience, kindness, compassion, and gratitude, you're gonna get a lot of good things coming your way. Yeah. How long have we been here? 37 minutes of me babbling away. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I hope you know we love you and wish you nothing but best wishes. I do. I see the comments. I see the comments, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. The support that you have shown me here, I have not seen anywhere. Nowhere. My own family wouldn't do this to me. They wouldn't even speak these kind words to me. My own family. So I'm grateful to you, and I'm sure you can feel it. And I will do a lot more of these streams because I do enjoy chit-chatting with you guys, and I do enjoy the stuff that comes out during these live streams, and I feel like I can benefit some people, and we can benefit each other. Maybe next time I'll make sure to turn the monetization and the super chats on in case people are trying to donate. Oh my god, considering this is for a fundraiser, I'm not very smart. It is what it is. All is well. But yeah. We have our arms around you, and we are not going to let you fall. I hope not. It's not the end. It's I have some options if I'm unable to fundraise the target, and if I don't reach the goal that I need to hire a lawyer. We'll see, I guess, what's going to happen. There are some options that I would rather not. But we'll see. the fundraiser just started a few days ago. I'll give it until maybe year end and early new year and see where I'm at. Hopefully it picks up. Hopefully I can get the money. So yeah, you're doing great. Thank you, Teasy Virgin. But I'm serious about joining me in my Patreon. If you have anger issues, I can help. You don't get a lot of conscious human beings trying to help, by the way. A lot of people who have reached, now mind you, I haven't gained consciousness to the point of people like Eckhart Tolle or anything. But yeah, people like Eckhart Tolle, if you can get into a room with him, yeah, your life will significantly improve. Significantly improve. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, why are some comments being hidden? I don't understand. Some comments get hidden. No, there are not plenty pro bono attorneys, Ginger. There are not. I've been going through this for a year. The case that I'm in, nobody wants to touch it. Nobody. Not even for money. Yeah. It's funny because I'm seeing some comments on again, I don't really want to get into the case, but pro bono does not work in cases like this. No. There's a lot of misconceptions. I've noticed Canadians don't know their country. Like, I knew more about Canada coming to Canada than Canadians. Which again, I guess when you live in so much privilege and safety and freedom, you begin to take advantage of it all. But immigrants, when we come to your nations, we tend to do a lot of research. Yeah, we tend to do a lot of research that is external to the sources that are available to people in your own nation. Now, I'm not going to tell you everything I researched was true. I was also quite deceived coming to Canada, because what fascinates me is from day one, after my medical career was terminated here, because the hospital decided to side with the guy who assaulted me, I still could not see, I still refused to see the radicalism element and the extremism element and the harsh authoritarian element and the siding with the abuser element that was infesting the area that I'm in. I'm not going to generalize. I don't know about the rest of Canada. I'm on the East Coast in a it's a liberal stronghold, the area that I'm in. And I still refuse to acknowledge it. They carried, like, a lot of the people that gave me problems exhibited very similar behavior to people that I escaped from my part of the world. And I still couldn't see it because in the back of my mind, Canada was a better place than Saudi Arabia. So I just refused to believe it. You know, it's no different than people who are indoctrinated that Trump is a racist or Trump is a white supremacist or, you know, or whatever. It probably was the same. The only difference is I didn't come from a place of hatred. I actually refused to see the hatred in people. I chose to think that there was a problem in me. Nothing was wrong with Canadians. I was the problem. I was the one not it was me. Canada can't be this bad. No, there's no problem here. So maybe, I don't know, call it silliness, call it goodwill. I don't know what you want to call it. But now I see. Now I see, because now I trust my senses. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Who else is here? I was hoping more people would show up, but that's fine. I think more people will eventually chime in, come in. Do you guys how terrible people treat each other in a free country? Yeah. What really doesn't exist in our modern day circumstances? White people can suppress. There's no white supremacy. I don't believe these terms are invented. They're invented to cause division, divisiveness, and spread hatred between people. I don't call people names. When you call someone a name, you're projecting. You're projecting something that's broken inside of you. You have to stop. You have to stop calling people names. Yeah. Yeah, but people do treat each other quite poorly. I will have to agree with that. And more so, I think with the advancement of social media, and then when you get platforms that are completely hostile, like Twitter and Facebook, where someone can just like literally tear a strip off of you, uh, and attack you in a manner that they would not even uh, dare do in real life. Um, it's emboldened people. It's emboldened the bad behavior. And I don't know. And now you have the younger generations. This is the only thing that they've been exposed to. Online, aggression and the anonymity of being online. I didn't have that growing up. I grew up where you had to present yourself properly, and I was also trained as a physician. And you can't go online and be a garbage human being like some of your physicians here in Canada, and then have a respectful practice. It doesn't work. But we don't have a socialist healthcare system. Where I come from, we have private and open, like socialist or government funded. But it's sort of a hybrid system, and that's what tends to work to work the best. But here, where it's completely socialist, yeah, it's quite fascinating. Yeah. So yeah, how do you feel? Yeah, I tried to reinstate my One Godless Woman account because I was hoping to get this fundraiser done. Because that account had 10,000 followers. And I thought if I could, blast it on there, that would be a good push for the fundraiser. But I emailed Twitter support under Elon Musk with hopes that I could get that Twitter account back. And what I got back in response was that my Twitter account is not, they're not going to give it back to me because it broke Twitter's something something rules. Not only that, they said to me that they have determined that the sole reason that my account existed was to target, get this, target an ethnic minority. So I tweeted at Elon Musk today from my very small Arabian Oracle account on Twitter, with my fundraiser, because, should he come across and maybe respond to it, that will give my fundraiser exposure. But I said to him, when did Islam become an ethnicity? I didn't realize that. Yeah. And considering I'm from that ethnicity, in many ways I'm from that part of the world living in Canada. But yet I'm targeting an ethnic minority? What is this ethnic minority, considering I'm a female from a Muslim majority country? It's a very interesting time to be alive. Thank you, Amanda Jean. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you very much for sharing the fundraiser and my video. I do appreciate you a lot. So guys, I think that is it, unless someone has a question for me. Keep it nice and short and sweet. Can you let me know, do you want me to do these twice a week or 3 times a week? These chats. Now I'm a little bit, like I said, my vibration is a little bit low today, but I'll try to be more upbeat for the next ones. I'm working on my vibration. I'm actually going to finish this and I'm going to go meditate. I'm going to light some incense. I'm going to make my chakra teas and I'm going to go meditate. And I might even do a solar plexus activation video for my tier 1 in Patreon. My tier 1 in Patreon, I have been neglecting them. I need to start posting more. So they are due a solar plexus activation video from me. Yeah. When are you on next? I usually, if you're subscribed to this channel, I usually put a little like a thing that there's a live stream happening and you can get a notification. So maybe hit the bell thing or notify me. But probably, what's today? Today, Monday? I can probably do something in a couple of days. Wednesday, Thursday, if you guys want. And then do something else on Friday and then Sunday. I'd like to do these frequently and not just be focused. Now it's a little bit focused on the fundraiser, but I mean, we haven't really been just talking about the fundraiser. I like talking to you. I like I said, I gained consciousness. And one of the things I want to do is help other people with many things, you know. So we do discuss various things. Every now and then I'll throw, you know, my fundraiser, what do you call it? Oh my God, what do you call it? Like, I'll just mention my fundraiser because it is important. And I know you guys want to see me win, not lose. Yeah, you got the notification? Good, good. All right, guys. All right. So I'll probably be finishing up here. Thank you all for, you know, for watching. Thank you all for your lovely, lovely energy and for your love and support. And, yeah. Hopefully I'll see you guys again soon, and feel free to share, and share. I love you.